All right, here we go, everybody. I'm not ready to do this live stream right now, but I kind of want to. I want to just enjoy myself for a little bit, just kind of talk to you guys here on the stream on YouTube. So thank you everybody for joining. If you're here, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys' support on the channel. Obviously, I just made that video recently. Saying that we just hit 3,000 subscribers. It's amazing. And as I said in the video, I'll say this again. The most important part about that fact is that, the channel's not just about me, although most of it is. It's just about me sharing my own thoughts and you guys listening. The fact that there's 3,000 people that even care enough to watch me, it amazes me that there's anybody that even cares about me and listens to my videos. But the fact that everybody can relate to what I'm talking about, whether it's depression or loneliness or anything that we're all going through, it just shows how much we have in common. And the truth is that yes, um, we're all living our own lives and trying to do what we can to overcome the obstacles that we face. And sometimes those obstacles, the major obstacle that you might face in your life, is your own self doubt, your own procrastination, stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting here right now. It's like 10 o'clock at night where I'm at right now. Um, and I don't know. I'm just bored. I thought that I would just kind of hop on here and just kind of chat, just say hi to people. I don't know if anybody's really, there's really nobody watching yet. We got a couple people, but hopefully more people will join soon. Maybe people won't. I don't know. Maybe this is a bad time. I thought that normally I do live streams at this time and there are people here. Um, excuse me. Um, I was just thinking about, this is a weird thing that I was thinking about. I was just thinking about for a while how at some point in my life, hopefully not too long from now, I want to buy a house. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but just talking to some people about that, and it is true. I don't really like. I don't know. I just I want a nice place, something I can be proud of. But I was just kind of thinking about how much it costs and stuff like that, and gotta get a good job. Gotta save my money up. So everybody watching this, there's the lesson for today. Take care of your money. Man, money's a crazy thing to even talk about. Personal finance. I'm definitely, I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff. Man, not many people are joining right now. I wonder why that is. Um it's set to public. Maybe if I refresh it'll say something different than what I already see. I doubt it. Um so far I don't see anything. I got to wait for it to refresh. Refresh. Okay, nope. Man, what am I doing? Why is nobody here? Everybody's asleep or something. We got Crusto. It looks like it says Crusto. Yeah, 93 saying hello. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see what's going on right now. Clicking around right now. You could probably hear that. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Nobody's really here. So, all right, yes, you can hear me. Cool. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. Well, with nobody here, I really don't know what to talk about. That's always disappointing. I tried to do a live stream earlier, and because I was excited because I got this new microphone, and yeah, I don't like how my setup is. I need a good setup for doing these live streams. I need like a space, like a recording studio slash office area, and I need a good computer desk or something because I just have this laptop sitting up on this wobbly a wobbly little table, fold out table, because I don't have a good table. It's so hard for me to find a good spot to record because like I know a lot of times when people make YouTube videos, a lot of vloggers and stuff, they take a lot of time and effort to either make their background look good or they just vlog in their bedroom, I guess. But for me, it's just like I've never had. I've never had a bedroom growing up as a kid, growing up as a teenager. I never had a good bedroom that I felt comfortable with. Like, I never decorated it. I don't know how many of you guys, like, as a teenager, like, put posters up on the wall or put stuff up on shelves. And, like, I didn't do shit with my space. And I feel very insecure about the fact that I just don't do stuff like that. I'm very minimalist in the sense, I don't know. I'm just such a boring person that not only do I have a boring personality, it also translates to everything in my life. And I don't know why I'm just so insecure about that. Anyway, what am I talking about anymore? Oh, yeah, I was talking about the fact that I want to get a good space to record these live streams. So that's why I started off by buying a good microphone and buying this little it's like one of those arms for a microphone that you might use that I can like move it. I'm not going to move it right now, but cuz I want to like slowly get to be more professional with these live streams so it can look like those other people that do podcasts. That's what you do if you're trying to do something in your life, if you're trying to be successful, if you're trying to fulfill a certain role for yourself. It's like you gotta look at somebody who's doing things, look at somebody who's successful at what you want to be successful at, and sometimes you just gotta copy and do what they do. So for me, it's like with YouTube, it's spending most of my time watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, people talk about stuff. I mean, essentially, when I get on here, when I do my stuff on this channel, it's like I'm trying to imitate the people that I've seen in a good way, and that's always good. It's always a good thing to admire people and respect people who are successful and try to be as successful for yourself like these people are, and that's something that I am trying to do in my life, is get to a point where I'm living the life that I want to live, and where I can be proud of who I am and what I've done and what I accomplish and everything. And I want to be at a point where other people can look at me and respect me and admire me and want to be like me. And once I get to that point where where other people want to be me, I know that's kind of, I don't know, it sounds bad when I say it. I genuinely don't mean it in a bad way. It's just, then I know that I've made it. Because at this point right now, I just feel like a total, like, kind of a loser, kind of a nobody, kind of the bottom of the barrel. Like, is that a phrase? That's a phrase, right? I don't even know. Bottom of the whatever, right? Bottom of the totem pole, where it's like nobody's actually trying to be like me. Nobody's. It sounds shallow in a certain way when you say it like that, but like, I don't mean I want people to be jealous of me. It's just, I really admire and respect, people that have certain qualities, people that are successful, and that's when I feel like I know I've made it. There's like a genuine version of wanting to be like somebody else that's actually a good thing. Sometimes, see, here's the thing, I can talk about this right now, where sometimes what people do is people who are insecure about themselves, like, desperately want to be like somebody that they see on TV or on YouTube, or personality, and they desperately want to be like somebody else who they think is successful, who they think is really cool, and you try to be like them, and that comes from insecurity. So I guess what I'm trying to describe to you right now is there are people that I see that I genuinely know are successful. I'm not just jealous of people because they're cooler than me. Although, I mean, that's true. I'm definitely insecure in that way. But there are certain things that you just know, hey, some people they just actually have what it takes to get everything they want in life, and they're just, they're great people. And some people are people that I admire. And it's like there's nothing wrong with wanting to be like somebody who is good at what they do, and it doesn't always have to come from a place of insecurity. Anyway, what am I talking about? Nothing, I guess. Moving forward. thank you guys for watching. I know that I'm not really saying much right now. I thought that I'd have more people watching. There's only a couple of you. Normally, when I do a live stream like this, there gets to be like 7 to 10 or 12 people, depending on how popular it is at the time. I guess, what's today? Friday nights for me is 10 p.m. where I'm at right now. Normally, I thought that people would come here, but I guess it's just not a good time. I've done them this late before. Anyway, hey, I guess I'll just keep on talking to myself. So what do I want to talk about? I wonder. I want to. I know this isn't really something that people would be interested in who are watching my videos, but I really would like to start playing some video games at some point, like on a PC. But just like casual games that don't take a lot of skill. uh, that sounds bad. I'm not a video game player, but so anybody, if you're watching this and you like video games at some point in the future, feel free to recommend to me good games to play. Anyway, that'll be for the people who watch this later on. If I don't post these live streams anymore because I don't feel like they're quality streams or videos to really let people watch afterwards, but let's see. I don't really have much going on. What is going on? We got Aaron Jacob saying, "Hey Kenny, I love your videos, man." All right, well that's a great comment. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it right now. That means a lot to me. I get a lot of people who say that they like my videos, and that's really all I need. I mean, it means a lot to me because I started up this channel. I mean, heck, like at this point, like I don't feel comfortable making videos. I still don't feel comfortable talking about the stuff that I talk about because I just look at my videos, I watch them, ones from a year ago, heck, ones that I made a couple months ago, and I just watch them and I hate them. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys know what I'm talking about, where you just you watch an old video of yourself, you listen to yourself from a long time ago, you read something that you wrote on Facebook or something somewhere at one point, and you're just like, gosh, I can't believe that was me. Like, I'm so embarrassed of that. For me, I'm glad to hear that you guys enjoy these videos and that you like them because I'm still very insecure about them. I still don't feel like I've got it yet. I don't feel like I've really. I mean, that's a good thing that I'm still. There's always a point where it's a good thing, in a way, to not ever be fully content with everything because you gotta kind of be driven, I guess, to improve, to get better. Obviously, too much, like feeling like you're not there yet, is like gonna be a bad thing. But anyway, something I was gonna say a second ago was, like, I don't even feel like I'm there yet now. But back when I started 4 years ago making videos, like, if I think I suck now, I really think I sucked back then. And so basically, it's just, to hear you guys say supportive things, it means a lot to me because, it just encourages me. It's a great thing. People need encouragement. People need to be told, that what they're doing is a good thing. So thank you everybody for joining. We're starting to pick up and get a few more people here to the discussion. So yeah. All right. So let's see. We got a few people here. Thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out right now because it's like, I don't know, I don't really have anything to do at this time of night for myself except for just kind of relax and watch YouTube videos, and I don't know, there's really not much I really have to do in my life, so I just, I enjoy at least getting on here and trying to stream. Even though hardly, at least it seems lately, nobody's really been showing up. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow at some point and probably post that one. So we'll see. We'll wait for it. Hopefully the volume's okay. I hope this microphone is actually good. You know, this is like the second time I've tried out the microphone. I've been playing around with it all day, messing with the settings and just kind of making sure that the microphone was okay. Cost me a lot of money, you know, to buy this microphone. That's just because I'm trying to make things better. Somebody here in the comments called I Hate Matt. Whoever Matt is, they hate, left a very weird comment. So, let's see what else we got going on right now. Yeah, I mean, I guess I always forget what the title is. I haven't really been changing the title of these live streams. Right now it just says a Q&A, ask me anything, and it's been that title for a while now. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's a Q&A. Feel free to ask anything you guys want. Here we go. Here's a comment saying, "What does your girl say about you not having any friends?" Well, my girl, I'll start calling her that now. I'll stop referring to her as my girlfriend. I'll start referring to her as my girl. She doesn't really talk about it that much to me. Hey, we got a few more people joining. Wow, we're actually getting a little bit of an audience here. That's incredible. She doesn't really talk to me very much about not having friends or anything. I don't think she really thinks it's a big deal. I don't know. She just doesn't care. She doesn't care too much about half the things that I talk about to you guys about. We don't talk about it very much. She doesn't really have like a huge social life with people her age. She really is more of a person who just kind of spends time with her family. You know, she does stuff with her parents a lot. She does stuff with her grandparents a lot. She has a few friends. She talks to a lot of people on Facebook, but it's like she doesn't really go out and do much with people. She's got her own life, busy stuff. Like, she has a social life, it's just not with other like people her age. So I don't know. Thank you everybody for all of your comments. Let's see. I apologize for making fun of what you said. You know, you saying my girl versus my girlfriend, it really doesn't matter. I just thought that I would I don't really have much to talk about right now. I don't really know what to say in these live streams, so I just, you gave me like an easy one, an easy softball, something to talk about, because I don't usually get comments like that, but I appreciate it. I appreciate any comment, really. I'm just in one of those moods right now where I don't really want to talk about things, and like I don't want to go too deep right now into stuff. But I do, I don't know, I just kind of want to, I don't know, I was actually really hoping that there would be some people here that would bring up some good discussion topics, because I'm bored right now and I want to enjoy myself. Like, tonight's the kind of night that I do wish that I could just be spending with friends, you know? I do wish that I could just be hanging out, like, even if it's just like, I don't do this I don't drink very often, but like I wouldn't mind on a night like tonight just hanging out with a couple of cool people and having a couple of drinks, just not enough to like, feel too messed up, just enough to just kind of, just have something. Like, tonight's one of those nights, but guess what? Because I don't have friends, that ain't happening, folks. Here we are, just bored and alone by myself with a webcam and a few people talking to me. So thank you everybody for being here and supporting me. All right. What do we got here in the comments? Do you really believe that one day your life will be completely different? That's a good question. I always, here's one thing I'll say about that. I think to some extent people don't change throughout their life. I mean, there's a certain element of like your personality that kind of sticks with you through your whole life. And maybe, it's like too much to ask to, like, if you're looking economically at making a lot of money, like maybe it is too much to ask yourself if you're really poor and you're like, hey, one day I want to be like a millionaire or something. Maybe that it's not realistic most of the time. It certainly happens a lot. There's a lot of rags to riches stories, but so there's a lot of things that will stay the same. Like you might not completely change your economic situation. You might not completely change your personality. Like I'm probably always going to be an introverted person and fairly quiet around people in real life. So, however, I will say this about that question. I live my life, whether it's actually possible or not, I've always oriented myself in the direction of there's always stuff that I can change. Like, I don't have to be this way forever. I'm not completely stuck. Because the moment I feel like, man, this is it. This is all my life is. Like, really? Like, this is a huge disappointment. The moment I feel like that, I just start, I just hate that feeling so much because it just makes me feel like I'm stuck. And so I always hold on to the idea that my life will be different. Will it be completely different? I mean, like your question was specifically asking me if, I think that my life will be completely different. But I think that it's very possible, especially if you give yourself enough time, whether that's 10 years or 20 years or whatever, to make so many changes throughout that whole time period that looking at yourself at the starting point versus looking at yourself at the 20 years later or whatever, it is reasonable to say that you can do a lot in that amount of time to really feel like you're completely different. So I always hold on to that idea because especially when you're really young, especially when you're in your teenage years, early 20s, 30s, if you're in your 40s and you're looking for, when you're 60, it's like whatever, the younger you are, I guess, the more important it is to really remember that, yeah, you can change your life. And that's how I've always approached life because, when you don't like yourself or when you don't like the situation you're in, you have to think about like what you can do differently. You have to think about how much things you can change about yourself. And I really hope with what I can do, I know that that's how I've always thought. Like I know that that's how my brain works. That's how I am approaching life and living life with that mindset. I don't know what everybody else thinks and feels. I don't know if anybody else really thinks that way. Thinking long term, thinking about change, thinking about how you can totally transform your life over the course of 10 or 15 or 20 years or whatever. I really hope, though, that if people don't think about that, I really do hope that that's something I can offer with my videos and the stuff that I talk about is at least, there are things, of course, that you can't change that probably won't change. Maybe there are some things about yourself that you don't want to change because they're great and good and, why would you want to change things? But certainly I believe in that idea of transformation. I believe in that idea of growth, of making progress, of getting to somewhere else other than where you are right now. And that's what motivates me. And I mean, you have to think that way because one thing that is true, and this is true, is that things can always get worse. And I think some of you guys watching this will understand that because that even though maybe you feel like your life sucks right now, but I guarantee that there are things that can totally come unexpectedly into your life right now and just totally fuck everything up for you. So if your life is good right now, that's great. If your life is kind of suckish right now, okay, whatever. But one thing you can guarantee is that something can happen to make it worse. And that's a terrifying thought. So if that is true, I think the opposite has to also exist at the same time. If your life can get worse, I believe, then guess what? That means that your life can also get better, that things don't stay the same. So it does take a lot of conscious effort and just awareness of that reality. And if you live your life understanding the potential for things getting worse as well as the potential for things getting better, Then you can live your life consciously, making decisions that will hopefully bring you to a better place in your life. And that's kind of how I operate. That's kind of how I work. That's how my brain is. That's what I focus on. So that's just kind of that's going to be at the end of this little rant here, this little monologue. So thank you for that question. It was kind of deep. Appreciate it. Let's see. Next question. Uh, you do you, but you helped me when I was depressed. Okay, that's great. We got Aaron saying, I feel lonely a lot. I started smoking. Have you ever tried it? I've smoked a little bit, but only not very much. I mean, not hardly, not, you know, barely enough to even. Uh, let's see. We got. Don't feel bad. I don't have any friends either. Sometimes my phone doesn't go off for weeks, maybe only work. Yeah, I kind of have the same thing, nobody really calls me, no one texts me. Kind of I wish I had friends, to just chat with on the phone or just text with. So yeah, I don't know what to say. If you don't have friends, it's like it's so hard to make friends. I don't even know where I would start. If I tried. I mean, I know I have a couple people in my life. I do have a few people in my life that I should be thankful for, and I don't want to play it off in these videos or when I talk about my loneliness. I don't want to play it off as if I have absolutely nobody. I'm sure you guys are aware, and that I do have a couple people in my life that I should be thankful for, and maybe you don't. I don't. I don't. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just it. You know, something that I think people have to be able to do at some point is those of us who are lonely. Um, is it to me what we need is to be able to is to be able to enjoy the time that we have by ourselves. Obviously, ideally, you'd want to have people in your life. You'd want to have friends. You want to have somebody to talk to. You want to not be by yourself. I get that. Like, I'm not trying to dismiss that. But something that can definitely help with the loneliness is when you are lonely, when you are alone, maybe not lonely, but when you're by yourself, spending time alone, learning to enjoy that time. That way, the loneliness, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling that you don't have anybody, doesn't exist in such a strong and dramatic way for you. Because the more you dwell on the fact that you're lonely, the more you think about it's like it just sucks. So being able to at least maybe get your mind off of that fact and just be able to enjoy the time you have with yourself, that's something that it's almost like a skill that you have to learn. It's almost like something that you have to get good at. You have to like I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about right now. Just throwing stuff out there, but again, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I don't even know. It's just um, the reason why I say that is just because I just don't know. I really don't have the answers for how to make friends, how to get friends. Um, it's just such a it seems to be such a challenge, and I wish that this is something I'm going to be spending a lot of time thinking about. I am going to be spending a lot of time just trying to work it out so I have some answers for people when people ask me about this. um what do you do to make friends and everything, but that's just my first thought on that. Let's see. We have some comments here saying, okay, I don't have much friends, but I'm going cross country and track, but made me feel more lonely because I'm not the fastest and shamed for the way I am. Kind of the reason why I went into depression. Okay. I ran track. I don't know if that's something that maybe you want to know. Um, Make friends on video games. That's a good idea. Would you ever do a meet and greet at the movies or something with a few subscribers? I certainly would have absolutely no problem doing something like that. Uh, Once I get enough subscribers, I'd probably do that. At this point, it's like, I don't have a lot of subscribers right now, so I really can't do that. Um, it's just, you know, uh, everybody subscribe to the channel is spread out all around the world, and maybe I could schedule something at some point maybe in a couple of years or something when I start getting more subscribers. But well, I definitely don't have a problem with that. I'd love to do that. Here's a good question. What are you good or bad at? Let me try to think. What am I good at? What am I bad at? That's something I think a lot of people should spend a little bit of time thinking about. The thing is that most of the time, a lot of people can easily point out the things that they're bad at. Saying I'm not good at this or I'm not good at that, and then they start hating themselves because they think, oh, I'm not good at anything, because they can't think of the things that they are good at. So that's always the hard thing to figure out. Well, what am I good at? And people like me don't ever want to admit that we're good at anything because we don't want to come across as being too confident about ourselves. I've always noticed that, it's like I'm probably good at a lot of things, but I don't want to admit it because I don't know. It's like I'm probably good at some stuff, but I always second guess myself, like, am I really good at that, or have I just been told I'm good at that and I really actually suck at it, or I don't know what I'm talking about. Good questions though. I think you guys are asking good questions. Any of you guys that are watching right now that just joined, thank you for joining, and feel free to leave comments. Let me know what you think. Feel free to ask questions. It helps me move the conversation along because I usually get stuck and don't know what to talk about. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Yeah, what do I talk about right now? So, yeah, hopefully this microphone's good. Again, I've said that already a couple times, but okay. Again, it's kind of it's obviously it's late where I'm at right now. It's 10:40 p.m. I don't really have good lighting for doing a stream at night, but that's what I've been doing a lot lately when I do these streams. So I do want a better setup, but something I'm working on. Let's see. Got a bunch of people here now. That's a good thing. Not too much. It's kind of sticking around 5 or 6 people. We got a comment saying my microphone is really good. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry, I'm clicking around on the computer. You guys can probably hear that. What can I talk about? Let's see. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of support from you guys, and it is just extremely good for me to hear. All right. I think that's where I'm going to end it, guys. I don't really have much more to talk about, so I think that's a good place to end. You guys have been great so far. Just thank you everybody for supporting me. That's going to be the end of the stream. You guys have left great comments, and I'm looking forward to talking to some of you guys next time in a future video, a future live stream. So I'll see you guys later.